Hey everyone, NWA Prepper here. So, I want to talk to you. It's the day I'm filming this is the first day of 2024's National Preparedness Month. And so I got to thinking on where did I start with my preparedness journey for real? Like when I decided it was a thing. And I thought, well, the first thing I did is I went and started working on a bug out bag. So I want to share with you not what's in my bug out bag, because the bags that I just showed you, my bag is in between those two sizes. But this isn't about what's in the bug out bag. There are lots of wonderful videos on that. I have one or two on that, or three, I don't know. I have several on the subject. And because to me there's different bags. There's a get home bag, and then you've got your never coming home bag, and then you've got your anyway, I've got a couple different tiers of bags. Hence the reason that I have acquired these other two bags. So look at the size, and I use this as a kind of a measuring tool in that picture. So when I started, I said, okay, I'm going to need this bug out bag. I've got to have it. And so the first thing I did is I went and got the biggest backpack that I could find. Mine was not ACU or this pattern, but it was very similar to this guy here. Right? This is a very big, very, 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 very big bag. Right? A big frame, a big backpack. I mean, and then that backpack comes with the sustainability pouches, which are pretty impressive on their own, that mount to the side of it. And there's one for each side. So I went and bought this ginormous bag because I can carry everything that I want in that bag. And I bought the bag and I started putting things in it. And I started with, this is way lighter and different than the first one I started with. This one was a gift. This is a Glock, because I'm a brand snob, I guess, apparently. To my friends, I am. So this is a Glock entrenching tool. This one is way lighter than the one that I had. But so I got a shovel and I got a flashlight and I got a sleeping bag, and I put my poncho in there, my poncho liner, or my Wilby pen, and got out all this equipment that I hadn't touched in several years. And I started putting all this stuff in there, and I put in, 6 MREs, and I wanted 200 rounds of ammo, and I started putting, the rule of threes in there. I'm going to start a fire, I need 3 ways. If I'm going to have flashlight, I need 3 of them. And it was great. It was a wonderful journey. But what it did is I filled that pack up and added some pouches to the outside, and it got where I could lift it and I could carry it if I'm going from here to the truck, or a quarter mile in somewhere. But if it came to really carrying it, I could not carry it. I'm not going to fool myself. I would not be able to carry this bag for very far. So it ended up being a great thing to get me started, to get me, in the preparedness mindset. But it didn't take me but the first, I guess it wasn't the first camp trip I went on, but the first couple camp trips for me to realize, man, I don't use most of this stuff. I had things in there I didn't know how to use. I certainly had things in there that I didn't need, and that I didn't use, that I'd never used for real, and it was just, it just was crazy. And so then I was like, how can I trim this down? And And so I sort of dumped the bag out and I took some things out. And before I knew it, I had filled that giant bag up again. And it wasn't this, it was actually an Alice Pack Large, if you know what that is. Lots and lots of space. Just like that one. That probably has a little more, but anyway, as I take things out, I just find more things I wanted to put in it. More gadgets and gadgets, and I like gadgets and gadgets, and some of them are great. But again, before too long, I couldn't carry it. And so I found myself that if I had enough bag, I would put things in it. And so then I went to the opposite side where I just had this messenger bag. And I'm like, okay, all I needed in it is an emergency shelter and an emergency poncho and a little pen light and a little knife. And, so I went the other extreme to the little. And so I started going camping with that. And I found that some things weren't very durable. They didn't last but one trip or one night of one trip. And they certainly weren't things that I wanted to rely upon in a life-saving incident. And so as the years have went on, I have found, and as a scout, most of our scouting was out of a trailer. We did very, very, very little, almost no backpacking in my unit as a boy. And so it wasn't until I graduated from high school and went away was the first time I had to carry a pack. And I just carried everything I was told to put in that pack. And so when I got done with that and I moved on to enjoying the outdoors again, now I'm to the spot where this bag, and this is just for size, right? This bag, is about a standard backpack size. It is a little bit smaller than my bag right now. And this particular bag, I'm going to dye it with Ritz dye. I'm going to put probably green dye, a dark green dye, which you can do. It turns out pretty well. But so I'm going to move, and that's going to be one level of my bag. So I've kind of found a room in the middle that I can have things that are good quality, that are durable, that will last me. And I can still pick it up and I can still carry it all day long. And of course now, at the end of the day, I'm going to be tired and hurting whether I'm just walking or not. I can't help that. I can't help that. And I am. I'm down 16 pounds. So if you're still here at 8 minutes, I'm excited. And my goal is to be down another 35 or 40 by January. Anyway, so I'm making some grounds, but it's still, I'm not used to walking all day. So to walk all day with a backpack is tough no matter how I do it right now. And so to fool myself into thinking that I can carry this huge load because I need this and everything is crazy. And I'm old enough and comfortable enough with some give and takes to carry, a little bit lighter, but in the medium. So I like some comforts. I love my hammock camping setup. It is very comfortable for me. It's very compact. Even my winter hammock camping setup is only what most people's sleeping bag is. But it's taken me lots of time to get to that, and lots of time and time in the woods to learn what I liked or what I don't like, or what I can use or not use, what lasts and what don't last. But for pack size, I'm telling you that whatever size backpack that you buy, when you start your journey, you're going to fill it up. That's just the way it is. And then if you don't fill it up, then you're carrying all this extra weight. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a big backpack, right? If you if you carry all that stuff, you're just not going to be very functional. And so it's best to start with a smaller backpack, see some things that you really need by using it going out in the woods, and then going, oh, I don't need this, but I wish I had this, and I wish I had this. And then instead of, I bought one definitive backpack, that's the only backpack I'm going to use, get a bag, and my backpacks are the best for me. I like military style bags because of the construction. I could give a rip less about the pattern. I don't overly like Molly. This one's got a whole bunch of things in it that I don't particularly care for. I mean, I'm sure this is to attach to some other something else, but I'm not real big on the camo. But I want them to be built to last, and military backpacks, as a general rule, are built to last. So start with a smaller bag than you think you're going to need. I encourage yard sales, surplus stores, and even other preparedness-minded people. You know, let them know, hey, if you see that they've got a backpack this size and you're like, hey, you know, where did you get that? Can I borrow it? Can I trade for it? Would you help me out? I don't know very many preppers that won't help when asked, particularly when it comes to, hey, I'm trying to find the right size backpack for me. What do you think? Or could I use yours for the weekend? Or can we get together and we can see if what I want to carry will fit in it? I mean, you know, there's all kinds of options. But find a bag that you want and don't go for the biggest one there is. Learn from my mistake and other people's mistakes. You'll fill whatever bag you have. Until you get to the level of dedication that I haven't found yet, I want a bigger bag. I want that bag because then I can put some of my bulky winter items in it as well, like my parka and my heavier sleeping bag and some things like that in there. But my problem is when it comes spring, I replace that with other stuff, and by winter I wouldn't have any room for my winter stuff. So it takes some dedication and some I can't think of the word. Oh my goodness. You just have to be determined to stay here. What do you guys think about backpacks? What size bag do you like? And is there one that you like the most? Are you an inch bag or a never coming home bag or a get home bag or a work bag? What's your go-to bag? Let me know in the comments down below. But mostly, kind of how big is your backpack? Thanks for watching. Preparedness Month is a wonderful time of year where people, more than just some of us, start thinking of preparedness, so I like it. I hope you have a great month. Let's get ready.